A young professional in their late 20s steps off a crowded train after work, dressed sharp, phone in hand. They enter a familiar home, their parents' house. Despite earning a respectable salary, they're stuck living where they grew up, and they're far from alone. Over half of Americans aged 18 to 29 still live with their parents, according to Pew Research, the highest rate since the Great Depression. This isn't about laziness or lack of ambition. It's about structural challenges. What's driving this shift, and what does it mean for the future of independence in America? Let's explore. The COVID-19 pandemic wasn't just a health crisis, it was a housing crisis for young adults. 2.6 million young adults moved back home in 2020, according to Zillow. Layoffs, furloughs, and economic uncertainty forced many to seek financial refuge. By mid-2020, Pew Research revealed that 52% of young adults were living with their parents, a level unseen since the 1940s. While the job market rebounded, many chose to stay home for longer-term security. Dr. Jeffrey Arnett, a developmental psychologist, told The Atlantic, "This trend didn't start with the pandemic, but it was amplified by it. For many young adults, family became their safety net in a time of global uncertainty. Even after restrictions lifted, high costs and stalled wages kept many from leaving." What's changed since the days when previous generations moved out much earlier? Financial independence used to be a milestone, not a mountain. For Millennials and Gen Z, however, the numbers simply don't work. Median rent in the US in 2023 is $2,053, according to Forbes. Median home price in the US in 2023 is $416,100, according to the National Association of Realtors. Adjusted for inflation, wages for workers aged 18 to 34 are 20% lower than they were in 1980, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Bankrate found that 65% of young adults living at home cite unaffordable housing as their main reason. Add to that stagnant wage growth and rising costs of necessities like healthcare and transportation, and you have a recipe for dependency, not independence. Please like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your support is appreciated. Thank you. The housing crisis is a layered problem. Limited inventory, high demand, and rising interest rates have created barriers for renters and buyers alike. For homeowners, mortgage rates reached 8% in 2023, nearly doubling the monthly cost compared to just 2 years prior. Renters faced similar struggles, with prices up 15% since 2020, according to Redfin. Real estate expert Glenn Kelman, CEO of Redfin, explains, "We're in a situation where the middle class, not just low-income families, is being priced out of housing. It's unprecedented. Even for those who save diligently, housing affordability is slipping further from reach. But housing is only one piece of the puzzle. Student debt compounds the problem." For millions of young adults, student loans are a roadblock to independence. The average borrower owes $37,338, according to the Education Data Initiative. In late 2023, payments resumed after a pandemic pause, adding new pressure to already stretched budgets. Beth Akers, an economist specializing in higher education policy, notes, "Student loans create a unique financial trap for young adults. They're simultaneously expected to pay down debt while saving for increasingly unattainable goals, like homeownership." Bankrate reports that 40% of young adults identify student loans as the primary reason they remain at home. This isn't just about numbers. It's about choices young people feel forced to make, often at the expense of their future plans. Around the world, living with family into adulthood is common. In Italy, 80% of adults aged 18 to 34 live with their parents, according to Eurostat. Japan has long grappled with the parasite single phenomenon, where unmarried adults rely on their parents well into their 30s. In the US, the stigma around living at home is fading. Sociologist Dr. Julia Cook explains in the New York Times, "Economic necessity has reshaped cultural perceptions. What was once seen as a sign of failure is increasingly recognized as a practical decision. This shift is pragmatic, but it's not without challenges, especially when it comes to generational dynamics. For baby boomer parents who left home at 18, having their adult children back can be bewildering. 67% of parents in multi-generational households express frustration about their children's extended stay. According to Bankrate, tensions often center on financial contributions and boundaries. Pew Research found that 35% of these households report regular disagreements over chores or expenses. Dr. Lisa Damour, a clinical psychologist, observes, living together as adults requires renegotiating roles, which can be emotionally taxing for both sides. Yet, despite the conflicts, there are undeniable financial benefits to living at home. Living at home is often the only way for young adults to save money. NerdWallet reports that those living with parents save an average of $13,000 annually compared to renting. However, this arrangement isn't without costs. For parents, supporting an adult child can strain retirement funds. 47% of parents report dipping into their savings, according to Bank of America. For young adults, the lack of independence can delay personal growth and relationships. Still, the economic impact extends beyond individual families to the broader economy. The rise in young adults living at home is reshaping consumer behavior. Fewer renters and homebuyers slow the housing market, affecting industries from construction to home furnishings. First-time homebuyers dropped 15% between 2010 and 2023, according to the National Association of Home Builders. However, home improvement industries are thriving as families adapt spaces for multi-generational living. Shared expenses also change how young adults spend, with fewer discretionary purchases like dining out or travel, as noted by Deloitte. This trend isn't experienced equally, though. Racial and economic disparities magnify its impact. Economic inequality shapes the multi-generational living experience. A 2023 Urban Institute study found that Black and Hispanic young adults are twice as likely to live at home compared to their white peers. This reflects systemic barriers in housing, education, and generational wealth. Despite these challenges, minority communities often leverage multi-generational living as a strategy for resilience. Pooling resources enables families to weather financial hardships together, creating a sense of solidarity. But can multi-generational living become a long-term solution for broader economic issues? For many, it already is. Families share childcare, elder care, and housing costs, reducing financial strain. The AARP reports that 38% of multi-generational households say they're financially better off than single-family setups. Dr. Megan Cottrell, a sociologist, explains, multi-generational living isn't a failure, it's a strategy. Families are adapting to economic realities by pooling resources and rethinking independence. But lasting change requires systemic solutions. Policymakers are exploring solutions. Affordable housing programs. California's Home Key initiative has converted thousands of unused properties into affordable housing. Student loan reform. Proposals to reduce interest rates or expand forgiveness programs could relieve financial burdens. Universal basic income. Trials in Stockton, California, showed direct payments help young adults achieve financial stability. These policies could unlock independence for millions, but they require sustained investment and public support. A young adult stands in their newly rented apartment, smiling as their parents help unpack boxes. For this family, it's a milestone of independence, but also cooperation. What does this trend reveal about the changing nature of family and independence in America? And could it reshape our communities in unexpected ways? Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. You can check out another video that is now on your screen.